Update. Am I the a-hole for making my fiancé choose between me and his mother? Original post. I, 31 female, and my fiancé, 36 male, are set to get married in July this year. We met through a mutual friend years ago, and our relationship progressed. He's literally the perfect guy, but the problem is his mother, Katie. Katie has been critical of me from day one. She often tells my husband that he could do better and that I am just an uneducated slum. I could usually disregard her, but when he proposed, she went to a whole new level. The main incident occurred when we went to visit her a few days ago to announce our engagement. My future husband excitedly showed her the ring, but she just grimaced. She looked at him and, I repeat, said, "Are you really going to marry that retarded gold digger?" My husband laughed nervously, and we left quickly after. A little context, I have high-functioning autism. It doesn't affect me too much on a daily basis, but I have trouble interpreting emotion. After we got home, I sobbed and asked my husband to tell his mom this needs to stop. He didn't say much, just that he loves me and he will get better, but he can't say anything to his mom. When I pushed for answers, he said he can't do anything about it, and left. His sister sent me a text later telling me I can't make him choose between me and his mother. I'm so confused because I literally didn't even ask him to do that. Is there something I'm missing? Now for the top comments before reading the update. Not the a-hole. Give him the ring back. Tell him you would rather have a husband who would defend you, even if it's from his own mother. Leave and move on. It will only get worse. Oh yeah, if you think things are bad now, OP, don't wait until it's harder for you to leave. Your future mother-in-law will make your life a living hell until you either leave or die if you get married to her spineless son. He will never, ever defend you, and you know it based on how long this has been going on. Do yourself a favor, OP, and leave. Run and don't look back. My dear, I say this with all the kindness in my heart. Run. Give back the ring. Break up. Find someone who is willing to stand up for you in your life. This doesn't get better. She will only get worse, and he will never stand up for you. It will leach into every aspect of your life, and you will spend a lot of time crying yourself to sleep because of both of them and their unhealthy relationship. If you are still struggling with this decision, I want you to imagine you have a daughter. She's in a similar situation. What advice would you give her? What's happening is emotional abuse with an enabler. Is that the life you would want for your daughter? If it's not good enough for your imaginary daughter, it's not good enough for you. Now for the first update. My fiancé came home the next morning, 2 days ago, and started acting like everything was normal. He didn't even mention the fight we had. Finally, that night I sat him down and asked him why he was acting normally. He responded that it was a minor fight and we shouldn't dwell on it. This made me mad because it was a big deal for me, and that fight made me question our relationship. I told him this and he scoffed. In that moment, I looked at him and asked him, "Is it really not a big deal that your mother called me an R-word gold digger?" He just scoffed again and said something about her getting older and not knowing what that meant. I was done at that point. His mother is 63 years old and acts the same way she did when I met her years ago. I packed a bag, called my friend to pick me up, and left. I've been staying at her place since then. Not sure where my life is headed now. Not the a-hole. Run. He just posted on the sub to justify himself and trash you. Now I'm not the greatest husband in the world, but you don't talk about the woman you claim to love this way to people. Disrespectful. This will not get better after you get married. If anything, it will get worse. Not only will he continue to disrespect you regardless of it having to do with his mother, but he will also continue to side with her and against you. Even if she had dementia, and it doesn't sound like she does, you don't get a free pass to be terrible to people. The least he could have done is be kind and loving in private afterward. He didn't. Oh my God, I literally can't believe this. This makes me want to puke and cry at the same time. Now let's have the fiancé's post. Hey Reddit, yesterday my friend sent me a post on his subreddit that was made by my fiancé. She totally makes me look like a villain, so I just have to say my side. We've been dating for a while now and it's been great aside from the past few days. My mother, 63 female, is a single mother who raised me and my sister alone. She has always been the most supportive mother ever, and I love her to the end of the world. She is getting on in her years now and is not the same person she was. She has always been a little overprotective of me, and so she has never fully accepted my fiancé. I didn't think it was that big of a deal since she doesn't say anything directly to my fiancé. Then last weekend, when we were announcing our engagement at her house, my mom wasn't too thrilled, and I admit made a rude remark regarding my fiancé's autism. We left quickly after, and I comforted my fiancé for over an hour. I ordered her takeout, made a bath for her, and put on a movie. I explained to her that my mom is getting older and doesn't have full control of what she says. My fiancé kept pushing, and I eventually snapped and told her I can't do anything about it. I'm not sure my fiancé understands because she doesn't have a close bond with her mom. I stayed at my mom's house and went back in the morning. Long argument short, my fiancé started blowing the comments my mother made way out of proportion, not even bothering to mention her age. Like I said, my mom is old now, she doesn't understand this fully. She left and I haven't seen her since. Her friend contacted me and said I'm the a-hole for choosing my mom over her. I'm not choosing my mom over her though, and we are still getting married. So am I the a-hole? Age is not an excuse to be a crappy person. After 63 years, your mother doesn't have the self-control to keep rude comments to herself? You absolutely could have done something. You chose not to defend your fiancé because you're too busy hanging on mom's teeth. You're the a-hole and your fiancé dodged a freaking nuke. My husband is going to be 62 in July. I didn't realize he is old and should no longer be accountable for what he says. You're the freaking a-hole. Your mom called your autistic fiancé a retarded gold digger. How is that not a big deal? There is no good freaking excuse for your mom to call her that, and I'm not buying the whole age excuse because my mom is 5 years younger than yours, and she's very much alert and aware of what is and isn't okay to say to other people. Unless your mom has early onset dementia, she knows exactly what she was doing. You're a freaking mommy's boy who can't stand up for your fiancé's dignity. That's freaking pathetic. Shame on you. I'm 63 and it's not old. You are being played by your mother. You're the a-hole. I'm 68 years old. If I spoke to my son's wife this way, he would never speak to me again or let me be with my grandkids. Because I did not raise a weak, spineless mommy's boy who doesn't have the nerve to set mommy straight. She's not old. She's crazy mean. And if he put her in her place, it would stop. Now for the second update to the original post. As some of you may have seen, my fiancé posted an AITA post earlier today. I haven't seen him since our last fight. He was pretty much getting destroyed in the comments, so that made me feel a little better. So anyway, after he posted this, he called me and like an idiot I picked up. And let me tell you, this man did not sound stable. First he was crying, begging for me back, and then he was screaming at me to get the F back here. It was heartbreaking to hear the man I thought I was going to marry sound so psycho. I recorded the call just in case I needed evidence, and then I hung up and blocked him everywhere. About an hour later, he showed up at my friend's house acting crazy and saying some things I can't repeat here. I called the police, and after they took him away, I left to stay at a hotel. My friend has been really supportive, but I can't put her in danger. I hope this is the final update, but if anything else happens, is there a different sub I can post in? I feel like I'm deviating from Am I the A-hole sub. Sorry if this isn't edited properly, I just can't with life today. Again, thanks for all the support. It truly means more to me than I can ever say. Just read your ex-fiancé's post. What a spineless mama's boy. Good for you for finally seeing you deserve so much better than settling for him and his mommy. I just read it too. I loved his comment when someone asked him to post a link to OP's post. I don't know why you'd want to read it, but you can see how she's gaslighting and changing the story. Things didn't end quite like he expected. And him acting like his mom is 93 and not 63 is frustrating. His mother's issue is not that she's old and doesn't understand what she's saying. The issue is she knows exactly what she's saying, and he's too dumb or delusional to realize it. His post made him seem like he did everything right, and just couldn't comprehend how he or his mother could ever be wrong. People like that are the ones you want to shake and say, get a grip on yourself. Are you really this dense? I'm glad he showed his true colors before you got married. I dealt with my fair share of crazy before I found my person and married him at 36. He's still got some crazy, but it's the harmless crazy, like he gets super into video games from time to time. You can do so much better, sending good vibes and virtual hugs to you. Now for the last update 6 months later. Hey Reddit. So yeah, I wasn't going to update again, but even now, months after my last post, so many amazing people are asking for an update. I'm not even sure if people will see this, but here we are. After we broke up and my ex found out I was dating again, he sent tons of passive-aggressive gifts to me. He posted about one here, saying it was my favorite book. No. Loving your spouse when you feel like walking away was not on my to-read list, actually. Anyways, here's what happened. About a month ago, I found out my ex has a new girlfriend. I was honestly relieved. I kind of thought maybe he'd finally leave me alone. Yeah, no. About a month ago, I started getting DMs from this one girl. Stuff like, "You're pathetic. No wonder he's happier now." And, "He told me what you did to him." Obviously, I blocked her. But for every account I blocked, there were 2 more ready to come at me. I eventually had to make my social media private. About 2 weeks later, I was out on a date when my ex and this new girlfriend just so happened to show up at the same place. He made a scene, loudly accusing me of stalking him. I was literally eating dinner in a public restaurant. His girlfriend filmed it and posted it on TikTok with some caption about that crazy ex. Me. Yes, me. I'm the crazy ex, guys. It blew up more than I ever expected. Not like millions of views, but enough that people I knew started sending me the video asking if it was me. Random strangers commented about how I'm a homewrecker without even knowing the situation. I'm just so exhausted by everything. I want to move far away and get out, but my job just doesn't allow for that. I'm really just so done with him. I'm in the process of getting a restraining order now. I know this isn't the update y'all probably wanted, sorry. I know it doesn't feel like it, but ignoring them is the best revenge. I almost feel like this girl is not really his girlfriend, but just some chick he knows who is willing to help him try to bait you. Get the restraining order and never speak to them. It will bother them the most, and eventually, they will stop simply because they aren't being fed any drama. OP dodged a missile, not a bullet. This guy would have made her life a living hell, and the crazy mother-in-law would have been an unending nightmare. Stay strong, OP. This will pass, and the lunatic ex will clearly reveal his true colors. Well, now you can take the TikTok footage and all the texts and file a restraining order. I guess so, but the footage is mostly just me sobbing while I'm desperately trying to leave. Please take your car to a mechanic and have them look for tracking devices. If you find one, you can take it to the police station and they can find out who put it there. It's time to look into stalking charges. I didn't even think about how he knew my location. Thanks a lot. I'll go see one ASAP. Last story. Am I the a-hole for not changing my daughter's wedding venue, even though my sister's husband proposed to his 22-year-old mistress there last month? Original post. I-51 female. Put down a $20,000 non-refundable deposit on this gorgeous beachfront estate for my daughter. Let's call her Amy, 26 female, for her wedding next September. We booked it 18 months out. For context, and without revealing too much, it's the venue in our area, and it has been Amy's dream wedding spot in all of her Pinterest boards. Last month, my sister, let's call her Carol, 53 female, found out her cheating ex-husband, let's call him Mark, 55 male, proposed to his coworker, 28 female, she was 22 when they started having an affair, who he had been having an affair with. The woman posted engagement photos from the same venue, specifically the beautiful beach area where Amy plans to have her ceremony. Carol is obviously destroyed. She called me sobbing, begging me to change venues. She says she can't watch Amy get married where Mark proposed to a girl younger than his own daughter. She says she can't smile for photos on that beach. I feel sick for her, I do. But $20,000 non-refundable deposit. Save the dates already sent. Amy's dreamed of this venue since high school. Everything else is booked or 3 times the price. I told Carol I can't lose $20,000 and crush Amy's dreams because Mark is trash. Carol says I'm choosing money over her mental health, that I'm forcing her to relive the worst betrayal of her life for pretty pictures. I also talked to Amy about it, and she does not want a venue change. She says it's not her fault Mark, who has been out of all our lives for the last 5 years, ruined that place for Carol. Carol called Amy a spoiled brat who wouldn't understand real pain. Now Carol's skipping Thanksgiving. My and Carol's side of the family, her daughters, and to some extent my parents, says I'm heartless. They say the place is cursed anyway, so why should we host Amy's big day there? My husband's side of the family says Carol doesn't get to hijack Amy's wedding because her husband's a cheater. Am I the a-hole for not switching venues? Now for the top comments before reading the mini update. Who has been out of all our lives for the last 5 years? Carol has had 5 years. It is sad that the wounds are fresh and deep, but it isn't your daughter's issue to repair, not the a-hole. I was genuinely surprised Mark even came up as a point of consideration. She's worked so hard to move forward from that relationship and getting over him. The infidelity has understandably been a significant trigger for her mental health, and frankly, none of us expected his relationship with the other woman to last. She's not seen anyone since and has been focused on putting her daughters first. I deeply empathize with the trauma she's going through and truly feel for everything she's had to endure. But it's her trauma to deal with, not yours. You can empathize, but only she is in control of her mental health. If she's this fragile, she needs to be in therapy to learn coping mechanisms. And honestly, this seems like a coping mechanism for her. She's drawing a boundary at being able to celebrate something joyous in a space that would cause her pain. But that's on her, and a healthier way to deal with this would simply have been to say that she was so sorry, but wouldn't be able to attend. Not put this on her sister and ask her to change the venue. OP, you're a good sister and a good mom. Don't change the venue. Tell your sister you respect her boundary of not being able to attend, even if you don't. Divorce and grief are complicated, and if this is a choice your sister needs to make, then she can make it within the context of knowing you stand firm in your boundaries of putting your child first. You've articulated this perfectly. Thank you for all your advice. I feel very seen. Not the a-hole. If Carol can't bring herself to go to that spot, that's sad. But that's all it is. There's no need for you to lose your money or for your daughter to lose the venue she wants. Thank you for the thought. I really feel for Carol. I really do. And it's so hard to not have my sister support her niece's best day. Mini update. Carol is willing to pay Amy the $20,000 non-refundable deposit, essentially paying Amy not to host her wedding at that venue. I'm guessing Carol is using her alimony money for this. Amy is deeply unhappy with Carol. To her, even with the $20,000 being covered, finding a new venue and reorganizing everything would be a huge hassle. I'm on Team Amy, but I feel like I'm losing half my family over this. Timeline clarification. I booked and paid a $20,000 non-refundable deposit for Amy's dream wedding venue 18 months ago. Carol's ex-husband had an affair with a woman who was 22 when it started 5 years ago, now 28. He just proposed to the mistress a month ago at this same unfortunate venue.